Hey everyone, super excited. This is the start of our first podcast, which hopefully you can hear us because we're trying to figure everything out right now. I'm mixing in my ears so it's live. It's not live for you, but it's live for us. So this is the More Than Before Marriage Podcast. And I'm Nathan.
And I'm Willow.
And we're married. And we've been married for a long time. It feels like ages. How long have we been married for?
11 years.
11 years.
How many years?
I already asked you. 11 years. We're going to have to figure out the whole fading thing on the music. I don't know. But super excited to spend some time with you guys wherever you are and whenever you're listening to this. What's our goal for doing this whole podcast thing? Why are we doing a marriage podcast?
I don't know. No, I'm just kidding.
Really encouraging. I don't really know why we're doing this. He dragged me into it.
Yeah, no. I think it's just to be able to share conversations about our marriage and what we're going through in life, and just encourage other married couples to hear real life things that other people are going through, to share those stories, those struggles.
Yeah. Well, I think it's precisely what it is. We want to encourage you wherever you are to dig deep into your marriage, because truly the person that's sitting across from you when you say, I do. Finally, I was waiting for her to say I do. It took forever. But the person sitting across from you, you want to be on the same page. And I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, but sometimes in your life, you feel like you're alone. You feel like you're alone in your marriage sometimes because you feel like you're the only one that feels a specific way. And then on the other side of things, maybe you feel like you're the only couple that experience things. Maybe you experience fights, or maybe you have disagreements or arguments about a number of different things. And so we're excited to dive into conversation of just about life, of kind of what we're going through, what we're learning, how we're applying things. And our hope and our prayer is that our conversation with one another will encourage you where you are and encourage you as a couple to grow together. Because that's one of the things that I think we really had to learn how to do, was grow together. And we're still not good at it, but we are getting better, right?
We're always just working and just trying to improve in everything. So yeah, just growing is one of those pieces, of course.
And of course, we don't have anything going on right now, so we have lots of time to start a podcast.
I know, exactly.
Yeah, for those of you that aren't familiar with us, so I am a coach, I'm a speaker, I'm a trainer. I speak on a lot of different things. We're all trying to figure out what Nathan does half the time. In fact, it's really funny.
He's multi-talented.
Well, I was telling Willow the other day, I was at a networking group and I was passing around some business cards that I lasered because I got a laser a couple months ago. And one of the gals was like, "Is there anything you don't do?" And I looked at the gal next to me. I was like, "Well, I'm not a good piano player, but if you need a piano player, she's a great piano teacher." So it's just funny. It might appear like I do a lot of things, but my main rhythm, I guess you could say, my niche is within the coaching and development space. And then you're a drug dealer.
A drug dealer, but legal. Don't worry.
At-home drug dealer. Don't come and rob us. We don't have drugs in our home. She just clicks the button.
Nathan likes to joke and make me have a fun title.
You know, that joke still works to this day. I absolutely no. What? I told it literally today.
You did?
I told someone. So we're at a homeschooling co-op right now. We're getting derailed right now already, of kind of, because there's so many things going on in our life. So I'm taking our kids to 2 different co-ops right now because we're kind of exploring our options. Right? That's what you should do. You should explore your options in life. Not if you're married. If you're married, you have already committed to your one option. That's it. Look across the table. That is your option. But I was talking to a mom that was there, and she's like, "What does your wife do?" And I said, "She's a drug dealer." And she's like, "Oh, she a pharmacist?" I said, "Yeah, and she deals from home." And the gal was like, "How does that work?" So it was a good discussion. But we have so much going on right now, and we've been talking about this a lot lately. In fact, we have More Than Before community calls, which I launched 3 weeks ago, I believe. And this morning's topic was seasons, and it truly is a season in life for us right now? Because we have a lot going on. Like, what's going on in Willow World right now? What do you...
In Willow World.
Yeah, Willow World.
Yeah. I mean, seasons, I was just thinking about when we were talking about it this morning of like, what season am I in? Or am we in? There's just a bunch of different seasons. It's chaos right now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We're so busy. It's like, it's a planting season because we're
sowing seeds everywhere.
Yeah, we're sowing seeds everywhere. We're raising little kids. We're just starting homeschooling. We're just starting potty training. We're just in like a lot of things are going on. Yeah. And then
her phone's going off right now. Just like there's always something going on.
Yeah.
I forgot we were potty training home.
Yeah,
man.
potty training. Then we're.
By the way, we're potty training young adults, not like
I'm not getting potty
she's
trained.
Not getting
You're
potty
not getting
trained.
potty.
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good when it comes around the facilities, if you know what I mean. Other people in the family have some difficulties when it comes to the bathroom, but I do not have that problem. Was that TMI? I don't know. It's going to be a real.
There's lots of people in the family, so no one will know who that's about.
I feel like someone might know who that's about if they spend more than 10 minutes with us, but I don't know. Yeah, we have a lot going on. So we're starting homeschooling. There's potty training. You're working full time.
I'm working. You're jumping into the co-ops, taking the kids.
Mm-hmm. We have church. We have church on the weekend. So we have church on Saturday evenings, and then sometimes it gets pushed to Sunday mornings. And then we have church on Wednesday evenings, which has been fluctuating right now just because we're up super early in the morning for the community calls, which that's on me. I pulled the trigger and I was like, what am I doing? Because now I'm up at 4:00 every morning, Tuesday through Friday. And then we have soccer.
Oh, yeah, soccer.
We started soccer season on Friday. Not Friday, last
a couple
Friday,
weeks ago when all the craziness kind of decided to all start around the same.
Life, we were like, hey, life seems a little too easy right now. Let's just start everything up. And we have gymnastics on Saturday with the kids, and you're pregnant.
And I'm 7 months pregnant, so I'm no help. And then I fell down the stairs, so I was even more no help.
Okay. So,
anyways, it's chaos.
So you can't just say you fell down the stairs and then you move on, because everyone here is going, oh my gosh, the pregnant woman fell down the stairs. And this is actually what she did to me. I was with all three of our kids. We were coming back from co-op last week on a Thursday, and I stop at Costco to get groceries because she's working and she's busy. So I have all three kids. I'm going through Costco, and I get right at the door, because if you know Costco, it's got like some kind of weird cellular thing. Like as soon as you get in, you lose all cellular reception. And you get out, and right when you get out, that's when you get the text of like, hey, can you get milk? And you're like, well,
milk to the list.
I've already left. You're not in your car, but you're not going back into Costco at that point. So she calls me, and she's like, hey, I just wanted to let you know I fell down the stairs. And I was like, whoa, wait a second. You give me more context here. Like, are you okay? Was it the top of the stairs? Like what?
I think I'm pretty sure I started out with, everything's fine, I'm okay, but I just slipped on the stairs a little bit.
You did not say slipped on the
stairs a little bit.
I fell down the stairs. So, if your spouse calls you and says, hey, I fell down the stairs, you're not thinking like, oh, they slipped on the last step. You're thinking they took a tumble, they rolled down, they snapped their neck, and they're at the bottom of the stairs yelling, help me, I can't get up. It's that old ADP commercial they still have them today, the necklaces that go around your neck, and when you fall, it says a life alert. Is it Life Alert?
Sounds
not
right.
a sponsor yet.
I don't know. I should know.
You should know.
I don't know.
I feel like I should know, but I probably shouldn't. But anyway, what were we even talking about with that? You falling down the stairs.
Oh, yeah, falling down the stairs. Everything's fine. I decided to catch myself on my back.
Super awesome.
Not the belly, which is all good. So,
yeah, now she just has like a bruised rib and can't breathe all the way in.
Yeah.
Which makes it really great. I don't know if you've ever been around a pregnant person, but when they're going up and down stairs all day, they can't breathe as it is. And you add a bruised rib in there, they can't breathe at all. So she gets upstairs winded and she's like, I'm dying.
Yeah, that was fun. So, yeah, so it was busy.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, we were talking about seasons.
Yeah.
So
it's a busy
season, but then we've also been.
Yeah, just talk in general for both of us. We talk for me.
Know. Just hearing from the Lord, giving direction of like, okay, rest, wait.
She does really good
relax,
at resting.
Like, rest. Like, which one is it?
We have all this stuff going on, and we're being told to wait and rest.
Yeah.
We're like trying to find a house right now.
Yeah.
We've got the funding for everything, but there's no houses. So if you know of a house and you want to let us know, we're not going to tell you how much we're looking for because it'd be sad to hear. But I mean, we live in Portland, Oregon here. Like, what do you expect? Like, there's nothing here unless we want to live in a van down by the river. And even then, I don't think that's really safe. Yeah,
if you live in Portland and you're looking for a house, don't look in other states just to see what's out there because
it's horrible.
It's painful.
Like I was just, I don't know why. I just decided to go to the other side of the world. And I was like, hey, look at this thing. Like, this looks really, actually, it wasn't the other side of the world. It was Colorado. And it was
Florida.
Okay, it was Florida. I was thinking about the one that had like 10 Colorado. Acres. That was in our price range. And like looked beautiful. I'm like, what is this?
Like, what?
Anyway, the whole point of this is like we're in a season of our life, and I think as married couples we go through seasons, and it's important to recognize the seasons because we don't realize we're in the season. I feel like sometimes we just look in the back and we're like, hey, do you remember that? It sucked. Oh yeah, that was a horrible season. Mm-hmm. Or like, hey, do you remember that vacation? That was a great season. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Remember that season without kids?
Remember when we traveled out of the country? We did? What? No.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It feels like eternity ago, huh?
Yeah. Feels like a lifetime ago.
But, I mean, and it's not that we haven't traveled and we haven't gone places, just even one-on-one with each other, which we'll get to that probably in another episode down the road. Mm-hmm. But I think at the end of the day, we do have to understand what kind of season that we're in. And I don't think you're in just a season. Like you were saying earlier before we even got down here to record. We've been trying to record this episode for, 4 or 5 days now?
4 or 5 days plus.
Yeah. I think we were going to start at like 5-7 months ago.
Yeah.
And we didn't like how it sounded.
Yeah.
We're trying to be all polished like, hi, I'm Nathan.
We're like, that's just not going to work with 3 kids. So we're going to be.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of the big thing of like, so first of all, we want to have conversations with one another and conversations with you. And we were actually even talking about before we came down here of the possibility of bringing on some friends that we know that are married and they've gone through things and bringing them on and, you know, coming down, having a libation, a drink of some kind. I don't know what yet, but coffee, maybe a glass of wine. I don't know. We'll go crazy.
Something fancy. No,
some agave something or another. But having other people to come in and talk and to have a conversation with other people. I think that's really important for couples to do and to realize that we're not the only ones that struggle.
Yeah.
So first of all, having the conversation, we're just going to be having a conversation with each other, including you guys with it too. But then on top of that, we're going to be pretty transparent. That's a quality that we really, truly believe in, that transparent lives, transparent marriages change marriages. If you're transparent with the people that you're around, it's going to offer opportunity for other people to change what's going on. It's driving you nuts that there's a Chi-Chi flag flying around you, isn't there?
Yeah, swat it.
Just swat it. Yeah, if you're watching the video, this is hysterical.
I was looking at it, I was like,
we're trying to shoot in high definition, and I'm gonna like
a fly in here.
I don't know. What do you guys do for like flies? It's just absolutely like every time we get Chi-Chi flies, like it's
all
like
of a sudden
it's like a huge infestation, and I've got to make these stupid like traps. I don't know what kind of traps you guys in the comments. Tell us what kind of traps you guys use. Like I don't want to go out and spend like $50 on a trap for Chi-Chi flies, but I do like these. I grab her nice ball containers.
No, my mason jars that I need for my.
Speaking of the fly, it's like attacking her. She's like, "Don't talk about the trap. We don't need this getting out." But yeah, if you have them, the greatest thing I've ever heard, the greatest trap I've ever heard that you can create super cheap is a little bit of Dawn dish soap inside a mason jar, large enough one, not like tiny, and then a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Maybe if you have some remnants of fruit, don't put the peels in because I don't know, like I think it's really easy just to like dump it down the garbage disposal if it's a banana.
Yeah,
and
like
then
the old fruit.
Yeah, old fruit.
Like,
put the fruit in.
It.
Don't do the skin because if you put the banana peel in, then you got to fish it out and touch it with your hands and it's just disgusting. See, we're gonna go all over the place. So we're talking about Chi-Chi, but the point is the transparency piece is really important to us because that's when you realize that you're not alone. Like there's stuff that we're going through that someone else has gone through, or they're going through right now. And it's so important to find community around you that can hear where you are, that can encourage you where you are. So we want to encourage you where you are in your marriage. And see, that's what I was just we don't like, we're not going to come together with like 10 points of how we're going to change your marriage. It's not, find another podcast. There's plenty of them out there. We are literally just going to be talking, and we hope that our conversation spurs a conversation between you and your spouse. In fact, that would be one of the greatest things that we could ask for is listen to this with your spouse. And trust me, I am the first person to say, I don't want to listen to a podcast with you, Willow.
But it's so true. It would just, kind of stimulate a conversation or even just opinions that you could share with each other. And talk about it, even if you don't want to listen to a podcast together. Like,
well, I will say, like,
or if you suggested multiple times.
I feel like your spouse has like their own like different things that they really like.
Yeah.
You are definitely a podcaster of health and like dietetics and stuff like that, and I'm like, kill me. Like,
how can you listen to that? I'm not listening. That's too long.
Oh, wow. She almost said a bad word on the podcast. By the way, we don't swear often.
I didn't almost say a bad word.
You said, you stopped.
I wasn't even trying, actually.
Which is really funny because our son.
Oh, yeah. That just happened tonight.
Yeah. Don't you? I don't know if you've had kids, if you have kids, or if you've had kids in the past. If they're grown adults now, there's that moment where they say their first curse word and they don't really know they're saying it, and you're like, "Oh no, he learned it from you. She learned it from you."
Who said that? How did he learn that?
Grandpa and Grandma. But yeah, I was playing basketball, and he was trying to say shoot.
Yeah,
and he did not say shoot.
I was like, did you hear that? Because
he shot the ball and he missed. So I thought he was like, oh,
No, he was like carrying the basketball around. Shoot. But
there was no U.
Wasn't coming out quite right.
U? Oh, a double O. Oh, it's been a long day.
Yeah, good thing you didn't spell it for our oldest.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not going to spell it because
she could probably
figure out what we're spelling now.
Because she knows the sh and she knows the other letters that are in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about. See, this is what's going to be fun about this podcast is we're just going to have real conversations with you. And by the way, we would love to like read your comments, questions, anything like that. We're not experts, by the way. We are technically certified coaches, marriage coaches. But we, by far, do not claim to be experts on any front as it comes to marriage and family. But I will say that we are doing our best to raise our kids, and our kids are actually turning out pretty decent. Now, I will say, disclaimer, our oldest is 5 years old. So
we're working on it right now.
We're killing it right now. Super good. So if you want to raise your kids in a godly way, if you want them to know who God is, and maybe you are, maybe you're perfect and you don't have these issues. But for me, I'm imperfect and
I'm a mess.
There's always something that comes up that your kids are like, oh man, mommy, it's okay. You don't need to cry.
Yeah. And you know what? Like a lot of the things that I'm learning right now are because of those comments or the things that I'm teaching the kids or that come up with the kids or that you teach the kids. Like, oh, thanks. That was for me.
The one I hate the most is Daddy, we don't need to yell. It's okay. I'm like, oh, please don't remind me, child, that I am being a horrible husband right now. And it's not like we're like, knockout, drag out kind of thing, but like we raise our voices. We're both outspoken individuals. We're individuals who are married under the same roof that have decided to join union with one another for eternity. And eternity is a very long time, if you know what I mean. But kind of going back to what we were talking about is we want to talk about what's going on in our lives. And right now it's a season of a lot of busyness. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but like you even have a Bible study that you're doing in the like one of the evenings of the week. And I swim and coach swimming, not like swimming like the swim team, but like with weights under the water, holding your breath, those kind of fun things. Deep End Fitness, if you've ever heard of that, or search what's the other one? Underwater Torpedo League. That's a mouthful. Yeah. But we have so much going on. And one of the things that we're getting back to, we did really good on it early on in our marriage. And then in the middle of the marriage, we got back to it. And then we've kind of fallen off a little bit again. But just having regular conversations with each other. And that doesn't mean you're going to hear every single conversation that we have. But we want to be able to come down here and share what's going on in our life. And hopefully it encourages you. So I'm curious, with the busy season and everything going on right now, I'm curious, what does that mean for you to find peace and rest right now? Because that sounds really strange to probably most people.
Yeah. And that's something that I was just kind of thinking on, because it was a question that I had of like, okay, well, we are so busy, but yet I need to rest. How am I supposed to rest and be busy and be productive and get things done? And it was just kind of this, well, resting doesn't mean take the whole day and read and relax or sit on the porch.
That's what she wants to do.
She wants
to sit on the porch. It's so funny because on her breaks, she has like a 30-minute break or like a 15-minute break, and she's like, "Is it okay if I go outside and lay in the sun?" Like, you can't lay out there. It's literally sitting in one of the most uncomfortable chairs out on the porch because we don't have a yard. We live in a townhouse.
Yeah.
So she's got to find every small little inch, and she actually inches around the.
Yeah. Oh, inches around the sun?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not around the sun, but around the porch.
Around the porch to get in the sun. Yeah, I just have to maneuver.
I wasn't trying to say you're that big that you're inching around the sun.
Not yet.
Yeah, I'm going to get hate mail. I'm going to get hate mail from all the moms out there like, "You horrible husband. I can't believe you said that about." Yeah.
Yeah. So it's taking those small moments of what refreshes me, what gives me energy and just encouragement. And that doesn't take the entire day. So it's like getting up in the morning and reading my Bible. That's like refreshing. I have to do that, even though I don't want to sometimes because it's so early. And I'm like, no, it's not worth it. I need more sleep. But actually getting back into it for a few weeks now is just really, that's been my rest. And then taking those like 15-minute breaks, or what we just started doing too when we started homeschooling is when I get off work, I go sit down and I just...
You actually take a break.
I take a minute, not a minute, but it's supposed to be 15, but I
think it's supposed to be 30, but
I haven't gotten.
She has a hard time with that.
Yeah, we're working on that. But leaving the 5 minutes is just like, because I'm working from home now, and when you work from home, you don't have that commute anymore to just like get it all out.
I've always worked from home, so I don't know what this commute thing is that you're talking about. I mean, there's a commute like if I had a speaking engagement or something like that. But that was, I mean, even then it was before we had kids. And so even when I was home, it wasn't crazy or chaotic or anything like that.
Yeah,
and
you could still like take a minute when you get home and I could do whatever or whatever. But yeah, when you have kids, you can't do that. You can't be like, just stop. Well, you can, but you can't.
I mean,
you can.
Go to your room, close the door, lock it. Oh, they'll be safe in there. There's only a couple sharp objects. Well, and that's the other thing too, is you can't even trust your little kids. My gosh. Like, you turn your back for one moment and they're like climbing up the side of the what do you call it? The thing with the clothes.
The dresser?
The dresser. Yeah.
Oh,
climbing up the
geez.
dresser and
Yeah,
they're like
terrifying.
jumping off the dresser onto the bed. Like the 5-year-old is doing that. And the 3-year-old is like, oh, well, that looks like a good idea. And the 2-year-old is like,
Yeah.
I think I could get up there.
What are you teaching them?
My goodness. Yeah. And it's an interesting time of life. So you said reading your Bible has been something where you kind of find your peace. And then the breaks have kind of been a big thing, which is interesting because you are not good at taking breaks.
I'm not good at taking breaks.
Ever.
Yeah. Because
you feel guilty.
Taking breaks. Yeah. Because it's like, well, there's so much to be done. Why? I don't have time for that. Oh, and I just thought of another one that didn't start until just now. Because when I went on the porch just to get some sun, I was like, I did not realize how much I just needed some fresh air.
Oh, yeah.
That was like a big one that I did not know I even needed. Because I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't need sun. And now I'm like, oh, the sun helps so much.
Who needs the sun anyway? Yeah. It's such a rough season. And even sleep, it's funny because I have so many people that say, well, when do you sleep, Nathan? And it's like, well, I don't know. Because even with potty training right now, up at 10 o'clock, we're not even hitting bed until 10 at this point. So at least we can put them to bed or wake up our youngest and take him to the bathroom, and then 4 o'clock rolls around, which luckily we've timed it really well, so I can get up at that time and just kind of get going for the day. But there are those moments, even for me, where I'm just exhausted. I'm tired. And encouragement is kind of a big thing that's kind of helped us, I think, in these seasons of encouraging one another that you're doing a good job, because it really is super easy. I almost just spilled my tea. That would have been horrible. It's super easy to be discouraged and feel like you're not doing enough or that you're not doing things right. And I know that you feel that way. I know that probably many of you have felt that way, that you just don't feel like you're executing really well, that maybe you are extremely tired and you're losing your temper constantly, or you're not saying the right things, or you're not being a light to your kids, and you're not being encouraging, or you're not doing enough of the dishes, or you can't get everything done, and you still, you have work, and on and on and on. And then at the end of the day, I think when we edify one another to say, hey, I really appreciated you doing that. Like
100%.
As stupid as it sounds, like something as small that can lift my day is when I'll scrub the bottom of the shower. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever had this in your house. Disclaimer, probably disgusting, but we get little pink lines in our shower. It happens. I'm sorry. It happens. If it doesn't happen in your house, tell us what in the world are you doing to your water? Is it like full of like bleach? Like, how do you...
Filtered water?
Filtered water? I mean, don't even get her started on the filtered water.
I know, it's on my list.
It better not be on your list. I got you that stupid filtered water.
That's to drink.
Oh my gosh, there's more filtered water? Now you guys know what I have to deal with all the time. There's always something new coming out that she wants.
No, but that when you do clean the shower, just that, like, even if it's small, it's like, I mean, that's a big deal. It's not even small, but that's amazing.
Yeah. Well, I think that kind of just, I think it brings me back to a really good practice. And I think we should probably end on this part is one of the practices that we're not always amazing at this, but we do try to do it as often as we can. We try to encourage one another. We try to speak gratitude over one another. And if you're in a season right now where you and your spouse are just tired, and it's every single day, like, I hope I can make it to the end of the day. I hope I don't crash the car because I'm so tired. I haven't done that. Don't. I haven't come close to that. She's like, what's going on? We're going to have a conversation after this. Yeah, that's why I drink like 8 shots of coffee a day. Like shaking at night. No, but at the end of the day, it's such a good practice for you and your spouse. And it's going to be hard for guys, I think, more than women. But I think for guys, taking a little bit of time when you lay your head down on the pillow, just speak what you're grateful for of your spouse.
Yeah.
And maybe the first night, it's like, hey, babe, I appreciate you showering. I know you worked really hard. You worked out today and you showered and you take care of yourself. I love that. And I appreciate you doing that. Don't give it a backhanded comment of like, oh, I appreciate you showered, but she didn't shower. Like, come on, guys. Like, don't do some passive aggressive stuff there. But what is it about your spouse that is encouraging to you? How have they helped you in the day? Like one of the simple things that you do really often in thanking me is thank you for making breakfast for the kids. I don't have to make breakfast for the kids necessarily. She could make breakfast for the kids. Probably actually not right now being pregnant because I don't think you could reach the stove. You can't even reach the dishes in the sink, which I think this is the last child. You don't get to have a break like this anymore.
Yeah, more pressure, more dishes.
More pressure, no. But when you say in the mornings, like even on the hard mornings where I feel like I'm like begging the kids, like pleading with them, just like eat your eggs. You have 2 eggs and it's taking you 50 minutes to get like 4 of them down. And I cook darn good eggs.
They're good eggs.
They're good eggs. I'm not even
a good breakfast.
I didn't go to culinary school. I can make an egg. Come on now. But when you say that in those small little appreciations, it's really helpful. But here's the thing. You got to do it at the end of the day. Because in the middle of the day, like even like you'll thank me for doing the dishes, or doing something around the house, and I won't even hear you because I'm in so like go mode trying to take care of everything and doing everything. I don't hear the compliments or the thank yous that you give me. And then I'm like, well, you didn't say thank you for me doing the dishes, or, I don't feel like you appreciate anything I did. And you're like, I said thank you like 100 times. What do I got to do? Well, it's because I'm in like, I got my blinders on. And that's an encouragement for guys and gals. Like at the end of the day, stop when you lay your head down on the pillow and speak some gratitude over the other person. What are you thankful for about them? And encourage them, because at the end of the day, when you're exhausted and tired and you just don't feel like you even want to get up the next day because it's, I just don't feel like I'm doing very well. When you hear your spouse say, you're a good mom, like, I know it's really rough right now, acknowledging the difficulties, but saying, man, you're killing it right now. I know it doesn't feel like it, but our kids love you. You're doing well. I'm going to try to make you cry right now. But I think that's probably a super important thing. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. And it's just even those, like, knowing that later is like, okay, when to say things and when not to say things. And at night, you just kind of cap everything off and you're ending on a good note, a positive note. And you can just encourage one another in that way. And it does give you a chance to actually reflect and think about the day. Like, okay, it was a blur. What did happen? And you can focus on that good and then encourage each other while you do that.
Yeah, I love it. Anything else?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? All right. Well, we really do appreciate you listening in. If you did listen in, if you didn't, okay, well, that's your own fault. That's your problem. We don't care. It's not like we have anything to do right now. We do want to say thank you for spending some time with us for the first episode. Let us know what you liked about this episode. What resonated with you? What do you like? What do you want to hear? Is there a topic that you'd like us to talk about just down the road? Because we would love to have conversations based off of what you guys are going through, and maybe we can give some insight that will be a blessing to you. So with that, have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful day wherever you are listening to this. And remember to be more,
see more,
and experience more
than before.
Together. Okay, fine. I thought we were going to say together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got excited. Together.
All right. Bye, guys.